Okay, sorry. Okay, so and then I will share the screen again. Okay, so Nikita, good work. Okay, and then now let's move on, Tommy. Tommy.
When you're struck with the book, you just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had a million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I will throw, throw, throw it away.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw it away. Good guess. Yes. Okay, Margie. Margie. Nathan. Margie. It's your time. It's Margie, you, right? Nathan? Okay. So same with me. Margie, Nathan, you want to be Margie? A kid from Sri Lanka. Is that your name, Nathan? Margie?
Okay.
Yes.
Same with mine.
Narrator 2.
She was 11 and hadn't seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. He was 13.
Margie. Margie?
Where did you find it?
Me.
In my house in the attic.
Margie.
What is about?
Me?
School.
Margie.
Scornfully.
Mm-hmm.
School? What's there to write about school? I hate school.
Yeah, school? What's that? What's there to write about school? I hate school. Okay, narrator 3. Narrator 3, Chai? Is that you?
Em
Margie always.
Marjorie always hates school, but she hates it more than ever.
Narrator 4. Okay, how about Dasha? Would you like to be narrator 4?
No.
The mechanical teacher.
Narrator 2.
You are narrator 2? Okay, who want to be take more part? Nikita, would you like to narrator 4? More parts.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I want.
Nathan, you want?
Yes, I want.
Okay. Go ahead. Thank you, Nikita.
The
Nathan?
mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse.
Okay, Mother.
I just don't understand. We will send for the count inspector.
Inspector. Inspector is Nathan, right?
Here, Margie, have this apple while I take the teacher apart and fix it.
Narrator 1.
Margie was really hoping he wouldn't now. How to put it together again.
Inspector.
It's not the little girl's fault. Mr. Jones, I think the geography sector was read a little too quickly. Those things happen sometimes. I've slowed it up to an average 10 years level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory.
Narrator 2. Sasha?
Margie was really disappointed. She had hoped that the inspector would take the teacher away altogether like they did with their Tommies.
Oh, they had hoped the inspector will take the teacher away. Wow, narrator 3.
14 Mills Howard in just an hour, that's working large and black and ugly.
Narrator 4.
That
Nancy?
wasn't so bad true. The part she hated the most was the slot where she put her homework and test papers.
Narrator 1.
She always had to write them out in a punch code they made her learn when she was 6 years old. The mechanical teachers calculated the mark in no time.
Margie?
Why would anyone write about school?
Tommy?
Because it's not our kind of school. Stupid. This in the old kind of school they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago, centuries ago.
Yes, it's not the old kind of a school. It's 100 centuries ago. Margie?
Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago. Anyway, they had a teacher.
Yeah, they had a teacher. Me?
Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man.
Margie?
Man? How could a man be a teacher?
Me?
Well, he just told the boys and girls these things and give them homework and ask the question.
Margie?
A man isn't smart enough.
Tommy?
Sure, he is my father know as much as my teacher.
Margie?
He can't. A man can't know as much as a teacher.
Tommy?
He know almost as much.
I bet you. Bet you. Okay, this is a phrases we call a bet you. I'm sure. Margie?
I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me.
Tommy?
You don't know much, Margie. The teacher they didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids one day.
They didn't live in a house. They have a special building. Margie?
And all of the kids learned the same thing.
Tommy?
Sure, they were the same age.
Margie?
But my mother says a teacher has to be adjustable to fit the mind of each boy and girl. It teaches that each kid has to be taught differently.
Tommy?
Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book.
Margie?
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Narrator 2.
Margie really wanted to read about those funny schools.
Mother?
Margie, time for school.
Time for school. Margie?
Not yet, Mama.
Mother?
Now and it's
Probably time for Tommy too.
Margie,
Can I read the book some more with you after school?
me.
Maybe.
Narrator 3.
Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom.
Wow, the school just at her home. Okay, narrator 4. Nathan, narrator 4. Nathan,
The mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day, except Saturday and Sunday.
narrator 1.
Her mother, her mother said, "Little girls learn better if they learn at regular hours." Hours.
Regular hour. Mechanical teacher. That Chai, mechanical teacher.
Today, our
Arithmetic. Yeah.
lesson is our addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot.
Homework. Narrator 2.
But Margie was thinking about the old schools they had when we grandfather's grandfather was a little boy.
Narrator 3.
She tells about all the kids from neighborhoods logging and studying in the schoolyard.
Narrator 4.
And sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day.
Narrator
They,
1.
they even learned the same things so they could help one another on homework and talk about it.
Margie.
And the teachers were people.
Mechanical teacher. Mechanical teacher, Chai.
When we are the fraction 1/2 and 1/4.
1/4. Narrator 2.
Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had.
Wow. Oh, thank you for reading the story together. Hope you like the story. So actually, if you are studying online, so most of you have been learning online, right? So what's the, fun part? Do you miss school? So are you with like the girl, you don't like school? So everyone, you can just mute yourself. Okay, Nikita, do you like school?
Yes.
Okay, so what's fun? I mean, what's the best part of the school do you like? Can you just tell me? Do you like to when you have a question, you can discuss with a teacher? The teacher is just there. Or do you have a friend? I mean, what's the part you like about school? Okay, so Nikita likes school. So how about Chai? Do you like school?
Later.
Oh, a bit. Okay. So what don't you like school? I mean, what part would you don't like it? For example, getting up very early or too many homework. So what part do you like? Don't you like?
I like our friends in my school. They're so friendly.
So you like a friends in the school, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. How about Isan? How about you? Do you like school?
Yes.
So what part do you like it? You like a homework?
I don't know.
You like to study at school, right? That's good. So think about that in the future. If we don't have a school, your teacher will be like a robot. Wow. So how about Dasha? Like school?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah. So how about Nathan? Do you like school?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's to hear that most of you
I
like
like
school.
for computer lab.
Oh, you like because the school they have a computer lab, so you can like play and learn internet, studying on internet. Okay, that's good. So we have also a student, Leah, right? Leah? Sorry, I don't have a part for you, but I cannot hear or see you. Would you like to say something, Leah? Okay, so if no, seeing there are some words, I'm not sure whether we could have a time, to read together. Would you like to read again? Or want to be Tommy? We can just, read again. Okay, I think if you want, we can just read together again. Okay, so narrator one, who want to be? Listen, would you like to be narrator one?
Nikita.
Would you like to read again? Narrator one. Would you like to read?
Rigawan Nikita.
Okay. Regional, Nikki, we can change our part. Would you like to be Dasha?
Mm.
Okay, Dasha, narrator one. Oh, maybe I can just, name your and then you just read. Okay, Margie, write the saying 2055. Dear diary, today Tommy find agreeable. Okay, narrator one, Dasha.
It was a very old book. She remembers her grandfather telling her.
Okay, so grandfather, Nikita.
I remember when I was a little boy, my grandfather told me about how stories were printed on paper. They turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, you know. Then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that is it had when they read it the first time.
When grandfather was little. So Tommy, Isan,
Yes.
yeah, let's read till the end.
He went away when you're talk with the book. You just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had a million books, and it's good for plenty more. I will throw it away.
Margie, Tasha.
Came with mine.
Narrator two,
Some students, yes. Now, Teacher Winnie, I suggest that before maybe we will discuss the results from reading and then we will watch a video. Or maybe watch a video and then we'll have some discussion of the text.
Okay.
What do you suggest, Teacher Winnie? Shall we watch a video first?
Yeah,
I think so. We have the story in our groups, and now we want you just to how it will be like in the future, the school of the future, what it would be like. So you watch a video, I will share the screen, and then we will discuss, and then we will play quizzes. just a brief video to remember the story of the fun they had.
Chapter 9 The Fun They Had. Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On the page headed 17th May 2157, she wrote, "Today, Tommy found a real book." It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. They turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, you know. And then, when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it that it had had when they read it the first time. "Where did you find it?" Margie said.
"In my house."
Tommy pointed without looking because he was busy reading.
"In the attic."
"What's it about?"
"School."
Margie was scornful. "School? What's there to write about school? I hate school." Margie had always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. The mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. He was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. He took the teacher apart. After an hour or so, he put it together again, and once more it became the big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. The part Margie hated most was the slot where she had to put homework and test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code they made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Margie's head. He said to her mother,
"It's not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. I've slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory."
And he patted Margie's head again. So she said to Tommy, "Why would anyone write about school?"
"Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago."
Margie was hurt. "Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago." She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, "Anyway, they had a teacher."
"Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man."
"A man? How could a man be a teacher?"
"Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions."
"A man isn't smart enough. He can't know as much as a teacher."
"My father knows as much as my teacher."
Margie couldn't dispute that. So she said, "I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me." Tommy screamed with laughter.
"You don't know much, Margie. The teacher didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there."
"And all the kids learnt the same thing."
"Sure, if they were the same age."
"But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently."
"Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book."
"I didn't say I didn't like it," Margie said quickly. They weren't even half finished when Margie's mother called. "Margie, school!" Margie said to Tommy, "Can I read the book some more with you after school?"
"Maybe."
He said nonchalantly and walked away, the dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday. The screen was lit up and it said, "Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot." Margie did so with a sigh. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learnt the same things so they could help one another on the homework and talk about it. And the teachers were people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen. When we add the fractions 1 by 2 and 1 by 4, Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had.
Yes. Just a second, I stop sharing the screen. Yes, thank you for watching. And now maybe Teacher Winnie, you will lead the discussion. Maybe Teacher Olga, I know.
Can you send the link of this?
So, you want the link to the film? You know, there is a link to the Wakened in the chat box. And all the links are there. The script and the videos are there. You can click on the link. I will.
The story
So maybe Teacher Olga or Teacher Winnie, which of you will lead the discussion? And then we will play the quizzes.
Okay, how much time? Okay, anyway, my check breakout room, I asked my students, see, amazing. So right now, do you like school? So I would like to ask you, do you prefer to study like a Margie, or you prefer to study at home? So please just, you can show your action like this. If you like to study at home, yeah, okay. I think the first, do you like to study like a Margie? So you don't need to go to school. You just study in your school room. And there is a screen. So how is that? Do you like to study like that? So if you like, you can just show sum up. You like to study like a Margie?
We can write, or we can vote. For example, school like today, it will be number 1. And school of tomorrow, school of Margie will be number 2. And you can vote. So which school?
Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
I see some of the kids. So let's follow Teacher Nadia's suggestion. So school like today, you go to school. There is a teacher, is a man or a woman. And you go to school with your homework and book, right? You have a books. So it's today's school. You like a today's school? Raise your hand or show or type 1. Yeah. Okay. So Nadia like a 1. Oh.
The school of the future in the room and with mechanical teacher and lots of homework in the slot. Then we put number 2. No books, works on the computer screen.
Yeah, I think you can type 1 or 2, and then we can just invite some of the kids or teacher to speak up. Okay, so now, I see 1. Most of them type 1. How about 2? Future.
Previously, students at my breakout room also want to go back to the school after they have a holiday, and I asked them, why do you want to go back to school after holiday, or do you want to have a prolonged holiday? But they said no. Okay, Katiana or Mihisarani, would you please tell?
They type a 1, most of them.
Yes. I remember when we were on pandemic, we had online classes. Many students and even teachers missed school so much. Yes. we were happy to come back to sit together.
Okay, so let's see the chat box. Most of them.
Mrs. Sarani, would you please to say
Yeah.
something? Why do you want to go to school after holiday?
Yes.
Yes, madam. Because I like to speak with my friends and speak with my teachers also, and meet them and we love them and stay time with them. So it's my hobby, and I like to go to school all days.
Wow, great. Katyana, do you want to say something?
Actually, I want to go to school because one day I have lots of sicknesses, and but after I went to school, all the sicknesses was gone away. I don't know why, because I have spoke to my friends and been happy and laughing, and I think that's the answer for my sickness.
That's great. Okay, I think Teacher Nadia already shared the link for the quizzes. Please click on the link and join the quizzes.
Yeah, I think it's good to hear that most of the kids, they like school because they have a friend interaction. Yeah, so that's good to hear. Yeah, so teacher and school are also very important in the future. Okay, so everyone, let's join the quiz. The fun they have.
It's not a mechanical teacher. It's a real man, a real woman who is giving you a test. Now we'll check comprehension. After having read the text, we are going to check your understanding of the story. Because every school, every teacher has to test students' knowledge and skills. But you will not have to put your test in the slot. You will just play, have fun, and we will see how much you remember, how you understand the story. So you have one more minute to join and play the fun they had. Now you can see that quizzes are quite easy to be done. You can create, so now you see a slide. It's kind of a lesson. I love slides because you can add some information on them, or you can have it just quiz, no slides, only multiple choice and other kinds of questions. All right, and please try to write so your name in a proper way, maybe even your country or your teacher's name, because after the session, the winners will be given a certificate by teacher Amy and teacher Yuri. And don't forget, in the chat box, there is a link to the certificates generator.
That's good.
So,
yeah, the English say the fun they had in the past.
Yes.
Yeah, the history.
So we start. Yes, we start. So Isaac Asimov, he lived in the 20th century, was an American science fiction writer, but he came from the USSR. He was born in my country. Then he migrated to America. He wrote more than 500 books, a well-known, a prominent, an eminent writer.
Found a real book.
Found a real book. So,
Margie, Tommy, grandfather.
time is up. Sometimes the time is slow. Now we see the reader's board. Sneha is at the top. Yes, Tommy found the book. Margie read real books. Grandfather or great-grandfather read real books. When he was a boy, he went to school and read real books. Grandfather or great-grandfather? Actually, it was her. It was her grandfather's grandfather. Then he came to be yes, he was a great-grandfather, yes. Centuries ago, they read real. Sneha remains at the top. From Vietnam comes. So, who read on screen more than books? Margie, Tony, or Grandpa? Read television screen more than real books? Margie, Tommy, or Grandpa? So it was. So the podium remains, and it was Margie and Tommy. They valued television screen books more. Where did he find the real book? The answer. Margie, where did you find the book? And he answered thoughtfully. The book in the attic. In the attic. So, and Edison comes from, so Edison from Vietnam comes to the top. Yes. Book we found about what? You remember? Margie was surprised because she hated it. She didn't like it. And why should people write about this in books? So the book was about So Margie was surprised that the thing she hated most was written in the book, and it was about school. Yeah, it was about school. The book comes back. So yes. It's hated school. Tony, grandpa, mother, Margie, who hated school. Remember the spelling of the name. Now you develop your writing skills. So who hated school? Which character in the story hated school? One of the main characters. And it was, of course, it was named Margie. She hated school. Nethum comes to the third place. So Marge, not many of you remember that Margie hated school. The teacher, tell me. I didn't want it to be fixed. We're done. The teacher was free. Back home. The parenting inspector, and he came to fix the vacation teacher. Did it. So yes, inspector. Here comes question number 10. Margie, like the float of the screen of the mechanical teacher. And that's not I was not inside the teacher. She had to put her tests. Yes, to be tested, to be checked. And the podium is changing a little bit. Yes. No, she hated school because she did badly at yes. And the podium remains. Teachers enough. Yes, not a man. Bedroom in the school. Classes. In the school. So Sneha is a top answerer. So she had a special schoolroom next to her bedroom. And so in my school, we had classes 6 days a week, Saturday. And what about Angie? When did she have classes? She had classes how many days a week? How many days a week did Margie have classes? You can write a number, you can write in letters, in a word. The mechanical teacher was on every day except for what days? So she had classes 7 days a week, 6 days a week, or 5 days a week. So mechanical teacher was except Saturday and Sunday. That makes 5 days a week. And the podium remains. Yes, 5 days a week. It could have been in a number. Sometimes I'm not right in the test. So what kind of teacher do you choose? A mechanical teacher. You see, so I see the students of today as choose humans, and I'm happy. Each other. And you need us. without it. The majority are choosing the school of today. Taught in the classroom, together, discuss the homework, each other, go home together, and play together. Yes. The most important, as you will feel more in the home. You can share emotions. And here comes the final slide, just to remind you. Which book would you prefer? Real book or a paper book, or you would prefer to move electronic books like I do today? Of course, it is not good for eyesight, and paper books, they even know the smell of the book, and they always buy a new book, new textbook, because they love the smell of the fresh book, freshly printed. Yes, so choose the school of today and choose real books. Yes, the majority of them. And to remember, Margie was thinking about the fun they had. Though she hated school, maybe she hated the mechanical teacher, and she was dreaming about the school of the past when children had fun together. So that's all for today, for this game, and now we are waiting for the results. We are eager to learn, to see the podium. And we see that Sneha is in the first place. Gok, Vietnam, is in the second, Sneha from Sri Lanka, and Kathyana from Sri Lanka is in the third. Nethum, so today the podium is for Sri Lanka, and Ederson from Vietnam, I guess. So congratulations to you, teacher. Yuri, please take a screenshot for the certificates. And
Yes.
yes, now we stop at this point. Thank you for playing the game. So I see you. Hello, nice to see you here.
Students from the first to the fifth rank, would you please to write down your full name on the chat box?
Yes. Those who
Hello, Mr. Muhammad Feta, thank you for joining.
Yes. And don't forget, can you please, teacher Yuri, share the link for the certificate again?
Okay, sure.
Because some people came later and they will not see the link. And I will share the link for the Wakelet, because all the resources are there. No. All the resources are on the Wakelet.
And students and teachers, don't forget to copy the link for the certificate for participants for today's session.
And now we can, before we leave, we would love to give you the floor, and you can share your feelings about this story. But frankly speaking, I love this story very much. I read it for the first time maybe 2 years ago, and it was my dream to have a reading session to discuss this school of the future. And I'm happy that you came here to be together, to feel the school, to share your feelings. Now you can tell something. And which is more makes me more happy, that it's even happier that today so many new students and new teachers have come. And we would love to see you every Tuesday at this time. Or if you wish, you can request another day, another time, and we can arrange one more session for you, for your students. Yes. So Teacher Winnie, please roll.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Teacher Nadia. Personally, as a teacher, I also like this story, and it just remind me when I was a little girl, a student. You know, to be honest, when I was a little girl, I like to study. I don't like school either. Too many tests. So I'm glad that today most of the kids, they say they like school and they like to be with a friend, study, reading, and love the paper, the books, real books. But I think this year, when we read the story, it's really, resonate because who knows that pandemic, right? So I think there are no absolute right and wrong. Because right now as a teacher, I'm also, embrace learning a new teaching model that I will be teaching students in the classroom hybrid, and there are some students, they are online. So for me as an educator, as a teacher, I'm also learning a new way to teach. So yeah, so I think definitely the story, I love it. And also I'm thinking about how important an educator, a teacher to teach and to resonate with the student. So I think the most of the students, it's so glad that they love learning at a school. So which means I think we cannot, lose this kind of a system for students to learn. But as an educator, me, teacher, we need to rethink about how we can, inspire our students for learning. Yeah, learning by using this technological tool. And think about that. If it's raining, right? It's raining too hard. You don't need to go outside. You just have a schoolroom next to you. How convenient that would be. So I think I really love the story, inspire me, and also it's very interesting. Okay, yeah. So thank you. So like a teacher Nadia say, we have a new friends, new teacher, new student. Would you like to say something about how you feel? Yeah, anything. You are most welcome. So I saw teacher Muhan. Would you like to say something? Welcome. Welcome you.
Teacher Muhammad Feta, would you please to say something?
Welcome. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Do you hear me?
Yeah, but it's like so far, your voice is.
Is this okay now?
Yes.
Okay. Not very loud. Okay.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for your great efforts to create such connections between people from different places and students from different places to come here together and to revive really the dead papers of books and stories and so on, and to give them life, to be taken into discussion in such live session. It's really very interesting. I'm sorry to come late because I had work this morning, but I was in a hurry coming quick to join your meeting because literature and writing stories or discussing stories is one of my preferable things. I'm really happy to join your team, and I hope that the next coming sessions to be with you and discuss everything in details. I'm really pleased to be with you on the hope for the best together.
Mohammed, and you know, our time difference is very big. That's why you can arrange another time so that your students could come. Another day, another time, and we can do it.
Yeah, okay. So we can arrange a time that is possible for me and my students to join.
Yes, because we want more participants to join in. We can have another session for you and your students.
It's a nice world. I'm sure that many will come to join in the next sessions, because we are really in need of this kind of discussions about stories and so on, because stories is not just something you know, it's a life living. It's something where you can go with your imagination without, and you trespass the borders of the real life and so on. So stories and discussing books. So it's really a very interesting thing or activity.
Yeah, definitely welcome. And also another part is that also you can like donate or give your country story. So teacher Nadia, Olga, they are very talented, or you can even write a script. So we can have a session about Morocco story, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
That's a great idea. Why not?
To read stories from different countries, yes.
Yes, yes. So thank
That
you,
would be great.
teacher.
And I suggest having a story to be narrated by me and the group of my students.
Oh,
Nice, yes, even nice. All right.
yes, definitely welcome. So thank you, teacher Mohammed. And also, is there any other teacher or student? Would you like to like a comment, say something? Okay, so if not, I will over to teacher Urifa to wrap up and let do the end of the session.
Okay, thank you so much, International Children's Readers Club. It's a wonderful session today because, yeah, I think the stories are quite relevant to our situation today. So we can choose whether we have a mechanical teacher or a human teacher like me. So we can laugh, we can give you a support, not only give you a homework, not only give you a task, but we can mingle together, we can share in everything together as a human, not only your student and we a teacher, just we teach knowledge, but we can share anything or that's you want. Okay, that's the interesting thing about this story, and I really like it. I think it's one of the best. And thank you so much for your participation, and don't forget to copy the link for the certificates on the chat box, and also please visit the Wakelet collection for today's session. You can find a video and also a script for today's story. And thank you so much. Thank you, teacher Amy. Thank you, teacher Mohammed Feta. Me, Nadia, and teacher Olga previously also attended the session. But I think, and also thank you so much, students from Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Russia.
इंडोनेशिया के बच्चे भी हैं.
Yes, do you want to say something? Okay. That's all for today's session. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.